Hey UChicago, this is my 2-minute video, and I'm going to try to introduce myself to you guys in the best way possible, I guess. I'm sure you've already read my essays, which hopefully have given you a pretty thorough look into my world, into what I do and what I advocate for. And so in this video, hopefully I can touch on some new points as well as brush over some of the more important parts of the essays, which I think are really important to me and what I'm doing. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you for 2 minutes and tell you how much of an academically superior candidate I am, because I'm not, frankly speaking. I'm not the top student in Canada or the top student in BC or even a top student in my school. I struggle in school, actually. I struggle to get an A. And I think my transcript reflects that a little bit. You'll see mostly A's, but a lot of them on the lower end, 86, 88, 90, that kind of range. And that's because I have to work very hard to get an A, especially in physics, biology, in the sciences. It's a grind for me. However, I want to very clearly articulate to you guys at the Kingdom of UChicago that my strengths primarily lie in the creative domain. And you'll see evidence of this again in the essays when I talk about my research in destigmatizing the controversies around systemic racism and police brutality that I'm doing in my social justice class. And also, most notably, in my opinion, my work in hip hop pedagogy. I'm teaching a class right now, and it's very exciting for me. And I think that really shows that I like to push the boundaries. I like to come up with new ideas and implement them and experiment with them. And I think that's very indicative of my abilities. Now, the question I put forth to you guys at UChicago is, do you want the mathematics mastermind who's winning Olympiads and getting over 95% in every class? Or do you want the creative guy who's trying to push boundaries, trying to do new things, trying to implement new ideas at his school? Actually, the former does sound pretty impressive, and I might choose him too. But anyway, would you at least be willing to give a chance to the creative guy whose grades maybe aren't the best, but is devoted to try to change the world and do something new? I sure hope you do. My grades are okay, my SAT score is mediocre, but from my understanding and from my research, the University of Chicago is built on creativity and just constantly pushing the boundaries of society and what makes our world what it is today. I mean, just look at what Dr. Ludwig and his team are doing at the crime lab and the education lab. I talked about this in my essay quite thoroughly. But from what I've seen, the institute is filled with these individuals who want to do new things, and I think I've shown some evidence to prove that I would be able to do something of that nature at the University of Chicago, and I hope that you give me a chance. Yeah, thank you so much, and have a good day.